right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are around the world.
Yes,
Yes,
let's
it's
go.
King Donnie out here. How you doing, King?
Oh man, I'm outstanding, man. I
Mm.
can't complain. It's a beautiful feeling to not only just be alive, but just be at the level that I'm at this point in time. Like super
Yes,
motivated and excited.
yes. It is beautiful, man. Let me paint a picture of what just happened. Let me, man. So here you are, right? This your amazing journey. So many setbacks, yet much more, progress and winning, right?
Yes.
But for you to, compete your first ever bodybuilding competition, just even stepping on stage,
Yes.
right? To do it in a different country.
Yes.
And not just any kind of country.
Right.
To do it in New Zealand.
New Zealand.
You know what I'm saying? Auckland, New Zealand.
Yeah.
And, to go out there, do amazing, best shape of your life, just the best amazing people. And then, again, got, first place, just this high, different life. How does that feel, man?
Man, man, you just said it. It's a high on a whole nother level. I've experienced some wins, I've experienced some losses. And even out of all of the wins that I've gone through in life, this has by far been like what I feel is one of the top wins. Like, I mean, like top 5 wins.
Yes.
I got 40 years in, not saying
Wow.
that's old or anything, but that's a lot of wins and losses, you know what I'm saying? And to say, to like, hands down, this is one of my top 5 wins in my life, and it has been a great and phenomenal ride. Yeah, man. I mean, I started off, and I mean, a lot of you know my story. Had some struggles, had some setbacks, had some personal just like dilemmas that went on, and physical, mental, all kinds of stuff that were setbacks. And because of the team, because of just the support that I've had from everybody within the family, the royal family, it's just been like phenomenal. Like, from falling down, getting dusted off, and I tell the story about me seeing Marvin actually do his transformation, that being my motivation to stepping on stage with him this time around, on my first time on stage, being able to like grace the stage with him. It's monumental, man. And I can talk go on and on.
No, it is, man. It is beautiful, man. Going out there with an amazing team and doing what you do, connecting and everything, right? Looking back at the trip, man, and if someone would have even ever told you, oh yeah, your first bodybuilding competition is going to be in a different country, like, what would your response even have been by then?
Man, first of all, yes, I mean, excited, but like just almost just like just anxious, because you feel like you have to represent, deadly fit bodies, and now you're stepping outside of the United States to represent that brand. So it's an honor for one to be able to say that you were selected to be a part of that, but then two, to be able to step on the stage and it be your first one. It was like nervousness. And so I can remember when I first got that in King Marvin, I tell you, I was a little bit hesitant as to, hey, like, am I worthy? Do I feel like, I have what it takes to represent the individuals that have set it and paved the way for me to be able to get on the stage and represent, deadly fit bodies and the royal family. And so that kind of like started to sit in with me. You couple that with the amount of setbacks that I had, and many don't know or probably don't remember, but initially I was planning on doing men's physique, sports model, and I was going to do also the formal wear as well as the body quest. And because of some setbacks, I pulled out of sports model and men's physique. And so that in itself had me on like a downward spiral because I felt like I was letting the team down because I didn't fulfill the obligations that I felt in my mind that I should. And so I felt like I was letting coach down. I felt like I was letting you down and even my teammates down. So I had to kind of get over that point. And then once that started to set in, then it was something else. And it's always going to be something. We talked about it last time. There's always going to be something that's going to pull you down. And you just got to dust yourself off and keep getting at it. And that's what I did. I was like, man, if I'm already here, like the tickets bought, I'm here. Like, it's like, there's no turning back. So we got to make the most of this thing. And so that's what I did. I turned that negative energy, positively, and knowing that we were going to end up going through some negative pools anyways with, figuring out peak week and what peak week looked like. And it became like something great and phenomenal. And it allowed me to build a family that I didn't even realize. Like, I knew I was close to y'all, but I feel like I became closer to each and every last one of y'all. Like the moment we peaked together. So it was awesome.
Wow, that is beautiful, man. Peak week was It was different, man.
Yeah, man. My leg, my whole left thigh went numb. And it was so funny because, like, it wasn't like it was painful. It wasn't like anything. It just went numb. My left thigh went numb, and coach was like, elevated 90 degrees. So I went on the floor and I put it up. I elevated my leg. And needless to say, with everything that, I started to feel and whatnot, I voiced it to coach, and coach gave me, those helpful hints to get me where I needed to be. And I did all of that, and I felt like I was good. I was at the tip of my game at that point. But still got on stage and forgot to take off my flip-flops. The nervousness of it all. I forgot to take off my flip-flops and everything. I'm sorry, man. I'm getting ahead of myself.
No, you're good. No, that is it. That is it, man. Talking about the experience. But thank you very much for sharing that. I mean, you made the peak week, this trip, amazing, man. Listen, to anyone listening to this, if you're on the team, trust me, you want King Donnie on, like, with you during the peak week, man. Trust me. It was amazing, right? Your energy, you made it look so easy, man, But, there was this one thing you said, the peak week, you transcended to a whole new level. You feel like, you reach a whole new level. And what is that level like? Like, what is this new level of, like, oh, I've reached this new level? What is it like? Is it mentally, physically, like, because it seems like you found this new person that you fall in love with every day. Like, oh yeah, I don't even have to ask myself if I'm worthy of this. I am worthy of it, and I am going after this. So what is that like?
So I want to contribute that to the environment, right? We had King Marvin, King Allen, Queen Shanique, and yourself, King King Kamani. And of course, our coach, Coach Eli, our uncle, was all just the right amount of, like, motivation that allowed me to essentially ascend from that mindset where it was just like, man, I don't know, or any doubts. It kind of removed all doubts that I had. And so it was at that point to where you get to that point of, like, embrace the suck. And it's about to suck. We know it's about to suck. Let's get it. Let's get it, and let's go on with it. And so why does embracing the suck have to suck? Like, no, let's make this journey fun. And so I think that's when the jokes started flowing, and then we just all vibed together. So it was just, it was just easier to get through peak week with the family. So
wow. And now, like, looking forward to your next goal, your next time on stage, or whatever it is you're going after in life, right? Like, how has this experience help you attacking what is to come ahead?
Yeah, well, mainly because it was another obstacle that I mentally put myself into. It wasn't that it was like, Coach, we say it all the time, trust the process.
Yes.
and follow the process. So if there's already something laid out for you and somebody's telling you, hey, like, all right, you're getting ready to go through this, and then this is what you're going to do in order to get over it. So the hard part, the thought process or trying to figure it out, that part's done.
Yes.
And so all you got to do is just be present in that moment and just go through it. Yes. And so once I figured that part out, it was like, all right, cool. Like, it ain't like I'm behind the scenes trying to look at my body and figure it out and then have to tell me what. No, that's Coach's job. And Coach does it. That's what he does. Like, it's what he call him, the alchemist. It's just like, let him do his job. And you just do what you're doing and just, check, okay, what else you need? Check, okay, cool. Yes. And if you can do that, then sky's the limit as to where you're gonna go. Wow. And so that's why I believe at this point, I've transcended to another level just because of the fact that your job is to do exactly what Coach told to do. And that's what I put in my mind. And so now, like, the goal is pro card and then Olympia and getting on that stage. And so I'm ready.
Yes. Wow. Thank you very much for that. You're absolutely right, and trusting the process would on, right? Like, oh, man, but I look bloated, like, but I look like this. All that is in your head, because one thing, is that we don't tell you look like that. If you do, we're like, hey, man, you gotta, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But people don't, right? Because again, they don't trust the process. But thank you very much for that. Definitely. And then lastly, before we run this up, what's any word of advice you have from, what is a lesson you've learned and a word of advice you have, looking at the entire process, man, from where you started joining the team till now? Like, what is the lesson and the words of wisdom you have?
Definitely. So the lesson that I've learned is this: family, that team, that those individuals that are with you, that go throughout the journey, are there not just as, somebody to look up to and somebody, but they essentially help you through that process. Like, literally, there was things that I thought that I was doing correctly because I perceived directions one way and didn't understand that I wasn't. Coach may have told me to take, do this protocol, and I perceived it as one way, but sitting around family, they're like, no, like, you're supposed to do it this way.
Yes.
And you're like, oh, but, and it's like, no, like, it says it right here. And so just because you think of it one way and the actuality of it is, and so sometimes we don't know what questions to ask, and so we don't know that we're doing it wrong, but being around that family allows you to understand that, hey, this is what that means. And so that helped me out. Family was big for me throughout peak week. So that's one thing that I learned a lot about. Was Coach always says it like, hey, no, you need to go lift with this individual. You need to go talk to this individual. And you need to be around whenever it gets tough and whenever you're trying to figure it out. Don't do it alone. Get around family, because they're going to help you get to that next level. And that is exactly what happened throughout this peak week. So that would be the one thing that I definitely learned over, most the stuff. And I learned a lot, but that's the one thing that I can definitely say stood out for me as far as my learning went. Advice is truly understanding that you may believe, you may have it in your mind, and I know I did, I'll say, that you're not the quality of person that you should be or where you should be in life. But you are at the specific, I don't know if I'm saying that right.
Specific.
Yeah, you're at the specific place that you're supposed to be in time. You're not supposed to be anywhere else. And if even if you are at the point where you feel like you're in like your baby or infant stages, like, you're supposed to be at that level, but you don't get further until you understand that, hey, this is my infant level and there's another level for me to go. And there's another level after that. And I keep climbing the more I know. So while I'm in this moment and I don't know much, continuously keep learning. And then that way I'll continuously keep growing. And then as I grow, then I can become this ultimate being of who I'm supposed to be, not who everybody else is supposed to be, or not how everybody else sees me, of who I'm actually supposed to be. And that right there, if you understand that about yourself, that even if you're, you know, bigger than what you want to be or whatever, you're where you're supposed to be at right now to learn the lesson that you're supposed to learn right now in order for you to get to the next level. And so just keep on that thing.
Woo! This is beautiful. This is beautiful. The artistry of becoming.
Yes.
You are right, man. You are right about that. You know, like we always used to tell everyone, you know, you are where you need to be. You've gone through everything you've gone through in life because you needed to go through that in order for you to become who you are supposed to be. So right now you are perfect. You are where you are. And it's not the final destination, but there's no rush. It's a process, right? And people get impatient with that. Like, oh, overnight, like, no, I'm not supposed to be here. You know, I'm not supposed to look like this. Let me take some juice, maybe, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that, right? But thank you very much for explaining that, because you're absolutely right. Until you understand that level, then you transcend, right? Just like, oh, you want to be a leader, you have to understand what it means to be a follower, right? You have to be one. And once you fully grasp that, you can go to the next level. Thank you very much for that, King. That is, woo, that is amazing.
Man, I got it from y'all, man. I'm telling you, if you're not listening to the podcast, if you're not listening to the YouTubes, the Tea Master himself, then I'm telling you, you don't understand what you're missing. Because once you, and if you can like listen and just keep it on repeat, what it allows it to do is it like takes over your mindset, your mentality, your understanding of life in itself, and you become better. And that's just what it is. Like, I mean, this didn't just grow inside of me just by me just, you know, living out. Well, a portion of it is living life and understanding it. But when you recognize it, that recognition of what it is has come from being able to look at the videos, checking out the clips of watching people's journeys, and just understanding, you know, like you said, the artistry of becoming. So
yes, man. Thank you.
Sure, thank you.
I will look forward to doing more of this. But now, thank you for your time. We'll see you again.
Yes, sir.